Good morning, traders, and God bless. I am Ricky Gaspard, your host for this pre-market session. Each morning we'll be watching these 5 scans. Of course, I'm watching 17 total, but you'll get to see these 5. That's all that fit on the screen. We'll be watching for these breakout indicators to pop up, and once we see this breakout indicator, we want to see the volume moving over on the right-hand side. This lets us know that there may be a possible breakout. When I click on it, we come over and check the current bar volume. That's this very last candle over here. We want to make sure we see numbers like this really flying by. We want to see a battle going on between the buyers and the sellers. We also want to see these green bars in Dominator Master breaking above this yellow average volume line. That tells us more buyers are coming in than normal. And as these green bars are breaking above the yellow line, we want to see the My Blessing indicator green as well and pointing north. Down here, you'll see a very fast-moving money flow indicator. We want to see this green line also above this yellow line and heading north. And if you're in a trade, you want to watch this indicator. If it turns red, that means they're fixing to sell, but don't panic if it's just laying flat. Could just be a few sellers and not a whole bunch of sellers to drive it down. It may turn right back and go green again. So use these 3 indicators to make sure that you're on the right track before you click the button. They will be a confidence booster for sure. And if you are new here, make sure that you attend these live streams, but don't trade real money if you don't know what's going on. Trade on paper the old-fashioned way. Write down your entry, your exit, and your results. If you continue to be profitable on paper, then change over to real money. But trade small share size at the beginning, anywhere between 1 and 10 shares. If you continue to be profitable with real money, the only thing you need to do to increase your profit is increase your share size. Also, I am not a financial advisor. I am a coder. I build custom indicators for Thinkorswim. So make sure that you reach out to the proper authorities before you take any of my advice or use any of my indicators. I'll do the best I can to put you on top of them, and we do a very good job at that. But it's going to be up to you to learn first before you waste money. A lot of profit to be made here if you hang around, continue to learn, and join us each morning. I stream live on YouTube 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting at 6 a.m. Central Time. And over in your active trader, make sure that your TIF is set to EXT so you don't miss a trade. That stands for extended hours. I've seen a couple of stocks running nicely this morning. Hopefully they'll continue to run once the top of the hour comes. So we'll have a little patience, wait on the stocks to come to us. We don't go chasing them down. And let's see how the morning goes. Got about 2 minutes left to go. Less than a minute. All right, 5 seconds to go. Let's see if GAME does anything this morning. It kind of teased yesterday morning, but never did anything. SOBR made a small run up earlier this morning. Let's see if we get a second run out of it. Currently at 547. Lower indicators look good, kind of weak. Volume is okay. It is flowing, but let's see if the buyers continue to come in. If you watch this bar here, we got a bunch of sellers driving it back down already. We don't want to see red in this bar. We want to see green. SUGP, a cheaper stock, 94 cents, spiked up before I could catch it. I guess my scans were a little late refreshing. A little profit taking going on. Let's see if they come back in and buy it and drive it up even higher. These white arrows you see popping in, that means extreme buying volume starting to come in. Let's hope that the sellers don't wipe it out. Watching this green bar here. They are definitely trying to push it higher. These three lower indicators are currently green. Looks like it's getting weak, though. A lot of sellers up here on the top side. This tall wick or sellers driving it back down. Same here. Sellers are driving it down, so be very careful. Buyers are trying to overcome the sellers. I don't like that we got a red indicator down here, and the money flow is also red. So is this dominator bar. So this one's struggling to get any higher. Looks like the buyers did overpower the sellers for a little spike up for about 10 cents. A lot of sellers jumping in. Watch this money flow down below. They may all pull out of this one. Good job, Greg B. and Gary. Everything turning green down below. We may get some more out of it. Let's see if they can keep pushing. $1.08 for the high. Too many sellers up here in this area for this stock to take off. You can see all of the wicks on the top of the candle. That is sellers driving it back down. They're keeping it from running. Good job, Ghost Win and A Treat over on YouTube. A little bit of profit over there. Good job, Stony and Gary. Little bit of a rough ride. Didn't know if this one was going to go or not. It struggled right here on this first candle. They're still trying to push it higher, though. They may not have gave up on it completely. They can get through all of these sellers, the stock will run higher. But they keep driving it down. We just developed another wick. It's not selling off. They are bound and determined to get this stock to go. Just need to break through these sellers up here. All of the indicators are turning red. They may be giving up. Money flow is back north. They're going to try for another push here. Let's see if they can get it through. Buyers are trying. You can see down here that they are definitely coming in, trying to keep it going. Money is getting weak. PROK coming up off the bottom. I gave up on that other one. It didn't seem to want to go. On this one here, volume is flowing. Nice tall green bar. This was yesterday's runner. This may run again this morning. Let's see how it performs. Lower indicators are all green. The money flow is kind of rolling over a little bit here, so be very careful. Let's give it a second. Don't just jump in. Few profit takers. Volume appears to be dying. They're still trying to push SUGP higher. It looks like they did break through the sellers. We may get some more out of this one. I think since it's a dollar stock, I wouldn't risk it any further than this. There may be more to come, but how much more is the question. It was a struggle to get to where it's at, and it seems to still be struggling. PROK never could get off the ground. It did a little bit, but then stalled. Good job, Jimmy. And A and T. Getting a bunch of first digits up there this morning for screen names. So if I call you an alphabet, it's because that's all I see. SUGP pulling downwards now. William, it does that with any volume profile. It has to keep all of the lines within the viewing area. That's why it squishes down. If you uncheck fit studies in your settings, you can get it to stop doing that, but you won't see all of the lines on the screen. BMGL. Looks about like the one I was looking at. Not enough momentum to push it. Let's try MBIO again. This one seems to have a few buyers coming in occasionally. This one did run yesterday, I believe. Don't know if we're going to have a second day of running. We've already ran up once this morning before our market opened. BMGL pulling back down. Just keep an eye on MBIO here and see if it'll run. It looks like the buyers are slowly coming in. Not enough volume to make a good scalp on it yet. Volume is just now picking up. Pushing a little higher at 387. A white arrow underneath, but disappeared. It's flashing in and out. Watching the dominator bars, they are selling, pulling out. MBIO pulling backwards. Nothing's solid yet. We need a good runner. We haven't had it yet. Leo, I don't rely on news. I am a buyer and seller trader. I locate the buyers and sellers and join the party. If there's good news out there, it'll be a breakout in my scans from the good news. Momentum is the game. Volatility is the game. Kind of quiet at the moment. Nothing hopping on my scans. Guess this is a good time for a sip of coffee while it's still warm. I've already been watching SUGP. It didn't have the power to go anywhere. Of course, you know they all run up just before our market opens. SOBR still trying to get up off the bottom. Currently at 546. Two green dominator bars coming in of buyers. Money flow still kind of flat. Nice tall green buyer bar. Little bit of push up here. Let's see if it'll fly. 562 so far. Need the buyers to keep coming in. Be careful of a red bar here and a red money flow. They may take profit right there since they're having trouble pushing it higher. Hopefully the buyers will step in and they'll keep pushing. Few profit takers. It's red. Come on, you can do it. Price is not dropping that much. Hopefully this red will go away. The buyers will step back in and keep pushing. It's not looking too promising. The money flow had turned south. Well, a couple of weak pushes so far. Not that big runner we're looking for. We'll get one here in a minute. I kind of feel it coming. At least I hope we do. Everybody lost sound again. We're going to have this trouble again this morning. This is quite awful on Discord. Looks like it only affected a few people. I'm going to push through it. I need a stock trade instead of flipping discords. Very cheap stock here. I won't be trading it. CLDI starting to push higher. Yeah, it doesn't affect YouTube, the sound issues. We've been having trouble with Discord for a year. That's why I created volumespikes.com. I can't wait till it launches so we can get off of this platform. We've been pushing it every day on the website, trying to get finished. Did a lot of streamer testing yesterday. Money flow is definitely red. It's not in my price range anyway. All right, I guess we're going to have to change over to stage one. Let's get it done before we get into too many stocks moving. All right, welcome to stage one. Back to trading. Somebody get out a big hammer and start beating on Discord. That's what needs to be done. Not seeing anything moving at the moment. Still no sound over on Discord. We have a few of them have sound. I'm not going to keep jumping. There's nothing I can do. Not seeing anything in the scans at the moment. Patiently waiting for another one. Not seeing anything at the moment. Leonardo, there's a lot to a website. There's a lot of tracking systems I have to still finish up. It's not just a website, it is a monster. Not seeing anything at the moment. CLDI looking north just a little bit, watching the indicators down below. A few buyers trying to come in. Money flow kind of rolling over at the top, so be careful. It could just be a weak push. These penny stocks, I can't trade them. I never have been successful at them. They go up. You wait 15 minutes to get 10 cents, and within seconds, you lose 20. Just never been my style of trading. PROK still trying to climb higher, but struggling to get up there. We need a runner, not something that's just going to snail crawl. Do have two green buyer bars. Maybe we will see a breakout. Let's see if it continues to be strong. Currently at 513. Growing slowly. Money flow looks good. My blessing looks good. Tall green buyer bar. Still snail crawling to the upside. 515 to 514. 517 back to 14. Struggling a little bit to get any higher. Need a tall green bar coming in of buyers. 520. Not the breakout I like to trade. 523. 525, a few pennies at a time. Watching the money flow here if you are in this trade. You don't want to see any red, but don't panic on the first sign of red. They may just turn right around and keep buying. $5.29 now. $5.32. We have a resistance wall up here at 545. Would be nice if the buyers could come in and push that red line higher. Good job, Stoney, getting $22 out of PROK. $5.44 now. We're up there at the red line. $5.45. Let's see if we can push the red line higher, or do they start selling here? We're watching money flow. It's turning red. Looks like we're getting a bit of rejection up here at the red line. Red dominator bar, red money flow. Did not like the way that one was moving. Good job, Greg B. Good job, Billy. And T. And Autumn Rain. And KK. And Joe Black. And everybody else. Y'all are making pocket change this morning. I'm looking to pay house notes, truck notes, monthly notes. That's not why I trade, though. I just want that kind of money. Yeah, Amazon bills. Those are the biggest. Thanks to the wife. Good job, Aaron. Not seeing anything at the moment. Let's see if Wolf is going to move. It's signaling me on the lower monitor. Doesn't look like it has enough buyers. Wolf was the mover yesterday as well. So far, a couple of continuation trades from yesterday. Robert, does your Thinkorswim say real-time data in the top left corner? I know that's a dumb question, but I need to know that answer. All right. Thank you, Robert. Not seeing anything at the moment. All right, I guess another sip of half-warm coffee. Well, I was hoping for a much better morning, but I'm not complaining. We do very well. Good morning, King. PROK, a few more buyers coming in. It's weak, though. Looked like somebody may have bought a bunch just in. 578. Would have been impossible to guess that spike. It was just sudden. Nice tall green buyer bar. My blessings green. Money flow is north. Let's see if that entices others to come in and push it up. Holding the price level here. That's a good sign. Good job, Gary. Well, there may be more to come here. Slight push to 580. Still not selling off. Where's my buyers this morning? Usually you see something like this and they attack it like ants on candy. I hear you, Gary. Get what you can get and put a smile on your face. They may keep pushing here. It looks like 589 so far, 590. These are the kind of movements that scare me. I know if I jump in here with a couple of grand in shares, that's when the red candle comes. So I'm not going to buy the high here. Pulling back slightly, you can see it down here in money flow and a red dominator bar of sellers. When they move slow, the buyers start pulling out. They get impatient, just like me, just like other scalpers, and they give up on it. Seeing red in the indicators. Would be nice to catch a white arrow right here. Let's see if it'll run. Got many white arrows on this one. Pushing up a little higher, 598. $5.99, $6. Come on, just run and get it over with. 603 and pulling back. Back up to 605. 609. Feel like I'm learning how to count. 615. 634. Hopefully some of y'all are braver than me and bought the high and they're taking advantage of these small gains. Good job, King. That's probably what I would have done too, brother. But I'm not in it, so I don't have to worry about it. So Citigroup has a price target of 9. I never did trust those groups, especially CNBC or Kramer. Pulling back slightly. Money flow is red. Well, many years ago, I nicknamed CNBC. I put words to their letters, and it can never be correct. 642 now. They're still coming in as buyers. Continuing to push. Autumn Rain, I'm right there with you. But I want to buy thousands of shares, and I don't want to buy a snail. 649 continuing to push. Few profit takers, no big sellers here. Money flow barely red. Well, it's red. There's no barely to it, but it's flat. Good job, Gary. Still no heavy selling. There may be more to come. Now the indicators are turning red. Whenever they stall, people get impatient and they start selling. So had I chased it, I would have probably been back to break even if I'd have held on to it. I want the one that explodes like you've never seen before. 3-inch candles, all green. Pulling back now. Not seeing any other breakouts. Any of you go short on this stock, or did it let you go short if you did? Think it would be a very foolish short if you did. Mainly because we're above the 34 and it hasn't really sold off hard. I'm not calling you foolish, Autumn Rain. I know you do that regularly. Good job, Quant Baby 135 on PROK. Think Gary's the breadwinner here, over $1,000. Maybe over $2,000. I think he traded it twice. That was total. Still a good trade, Gary, at 1,248 on PROK. Great job, brother. You could have entered this trade with $100 if you open up a cash account at Schwab. I don't know what their minimal is. I don't think there's a minimal on cash accounts, though. Thank you, humanity, for your contribution. There's no minimum on cash. I'm being told there's no minimum on cash, so yes, you could have traded it. I think you're just limited on the cash in your account is what I'm thinking of. So if you open a cash account, you can trade till you run out of money. And you get it back tomorrow. All right, what we got here, MBIO. Is this the next snail? We're having snail races this morning. And good morning from Texas, Peru. YouTube, just a reminder, you can use Thinkorswim as your charting platform. If you use a different platform to trade, you can open that cash account for $5 and use it for charting. Then trade on your current platform that you use. Humanity, we became a premium service probably 13, 14 months ago. I quit giving them away. The demand was so high. I never had a life. I had to keep giving free stuff away. Watching for the next breakout. Not currently seeing one. I'll take a look at ARTL. That was a mover yesterday as well. Spiking up nicely. Thank you. Develop 3. And Gary. And A. And Milo. And Autumn Rain. I need to wake up here this morning. Many of you posted it. All right, let's see what happens here. Not liking the wicks on the top. I'm not liking the very low volume. This is what concerns me right here. When you don't have enough people to push it up, all it takes is one good seller to knock it all down. We need high volume here. Spread is also very high at 70 to 80 to 90 cents. You can see the spread right here. $1.43 on the spread. I think this one is a no enter trade. Humanity, there's a label at the top of the YouTube chat. You just click that, head over to our Discord, then click the upgrade channel. It'll give you all the instructions you need. But if you do join us, only do it for a month at a time, as we will be transitioning over to volumespikes.com. Pushing up higher now, ARTL finding some buyers. Still not the volume I want to see. Still sluggish. Maybe that was just a temptation candle before it goes down. Good job, Joby. Spread is extremely high. I'm going to stay out of this one for 2 reasons. It doesn't have enough volume and the spread. That ought to make it go to $30 right there just because I'm not getting in. CLDI. Penny stock crawling up slowly. Another one I will not be trading. It's already at a high too. I would not chase a penny stock high. And I call them penny stocks when they're under $1. Robert, brother, I would stay out of the market if I were you. Hate to be that blunt with you, but I don't see good news on your side. You need to figure out what's going on, if it's you or the computer. I don't want to see you pay the kitty every day. It's got to be something on your end, Robert, because nobody else is having these issues. I don't know if it's you, the computer, the connection. I don't know if it's Thinkorswim. Well, I won't warn you anymore, Robert. That's from what I see over here. I like to look after everybody, so I've said my piece towards it. I won't keep bothering you. CLDI pushing higher, but only for a few pennies. DNI, if you don't stop spamming the YouTube channel, I'm going to kick you out of here. Or D1N, whoever you are. I don't know why you want to come over here and act like a child. I got rid of him. Not seeing anything at the moment. Trying to find some movers. We're at the top of the hour. Not finding one just yet. All right, YouTubers, that free hour has been up for about 5 minutes. I got to let you go. I'll be back on Friday. I appreciate each and every one of you who joined me this morning. Hopefully, you put a little bit of money in your pocket. It wasn't the greatest morning, but we did have a few crawlers. But anyhow, have a very blessed day. I will see everyone on YouTube on Friday. Come back and make some money with us. And thank you very much for joining me this morning. God bless.